Winona, thank you so much thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday morning. And we're here to support you. Tell us a little bit about the history, what's happening next weekend, and how we can best support you.
Thanks for calling me up here. I'm in Park Rapids, Minnesota, near the headwaters of the Mississippi, Itasca Park. Lots of camping around here. I am camping with my extended family and other Anishinaabe people on the Shell River. The Enbridge Corporation, a large Canadian pipeline company, the largest pipeline company in the world, and the guys who send 75% of the tar sands into the United States, those guys want to build a line. It's called Line 3. And we've been fighting this line for 7 years because it was a bad idea 7 years ago. It's a worse idea now. In a time of climate chaos, you don't need to add the equivalent of 50 new coal-fired power plants. You don't need to add oil. Enbridge has 22 rivers to cross, actually 67 rivers to cross that they haven't crossed yet. A lot of water. And pipelines are not what you want. What you want is pipelines for people, not for oil companies. Kind of a simple thing. And I think that, if some of your people are in California, we got all kind of old pipes from fossil fuel companies blowing up everywhere. And what we need is those fixed. And we need these companies to be companies that clean up their mess and not leave us with those mess. So Enbridge has been trying to push this line through, and our tribes are suing. The state of Minnesota is suing to try to stop it, and our organization is. And yet they are marching ahead as we are in court. And they are marching ahead with this full force of unfurling 4,300 workers, northern Minnesota, scary as could be. And then the other problems with this are, aside from the fact that we should move beyond our oil addictions, we'll talk about all this stuff later. The other problems is that, you have a rogue Canadian corporation. Well, a couple things. One is now's not the time for new pipeline projects. We just saw the Keystone XL get canceled, right? Constitution pipeline didn't happen. And the Jordan Cove pipeline, that'd be the Oregon pipeline project. That didn't happen either because it's the end of the party. So who wants to be holding the last tar sands pipeline? Not me. It's kind of like being the last soldier to die in Vietnam, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So let's just not do that. No, that's it. I mean, actually, somebody told me that. They said John Kerry testified and said, who gets to say you're the last man to die for a bad war? Who gets to say that you're the last person to get shot at with tear gas for the last pipeline? I'm not going to do that. We're going to stand. We're going to stand. And so we try to make the system work. I attended every hearing, intervened in every process. Our tribes did, and the system didn't work. Enbridge secured approvals by the state of Minnesota, and since then they started moving ahead. But a condition of their approval, which is super horrible, is that after the Standing Rock fiasco, the $38 million of military repression spent to repress water protectors, and all kind of people got arrested, legislators, church people, $38 million. Well, in Minnesota, they required Enbridge, a Canadian multinational, to pay for the police. Let me just say this one more time. To put in a pipeline project that nobody wants, the Enbridge Corporation, a Canadian multinational, is paying for the police force that is required. And so we have all kind of police equipment that has come into northern Minnesota that we're not even sure about. There's small towns that have MRAPs. That's a mine-resistant armored personnel carrier. There's a town of 1,200 that has its own MRAP. There's another town of 3,000 that has its own MRAP right here on the line. And then Enbridge has been reimbursing police coffers about $1 million so far in police equipment expenses. And then they have private security. And I don't know who's in charge or what's in charge of that. And it's a very volatile situation they're setting us up for. And this they need to withdraw the permits. And this is the problem today, is that the state of Minnesota, the Governor Walz, this is Minnesota, 10,000 lakes. There's all kind of water tourism up here. You know what I'm saying? People come to Minnesota to camp for the lakes. They don't come here to camp for the oil pipelines, right?
Right.
And it's just a really bad situation that he's, that they're creating. And in the middle of that, this isn't just our problem, because that carbon doesn't stay here, it goes everywhere. And more than that, I feel like that what you're finding is that the company is rogue. Why do I say that? I was just over in Michigan 2 weeks ago to celebrate the eviction party of the Enbridge Corporation. I don't know if you've been following this, but there's a pipeline that was put in 1963, a tar sands oil pipeline under the Straits of Mackinac. And 63, that's, I'm 61, going to be 62. So that's a pretty dang old pipeline, right? I suppose it's 58 years old or something, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm in good shape, but it isn't.
Right.
Old tar sands pipelines. And so the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, ordered that pipeline, revoked the permit for that pipeline after 2 years of consultation, research, scientists. She said, this is too much a risk for the people of Michigan. And so she withdrew the permit. And the Enbridge Corporation said that they would not leave. And so the Enbridge Corporation said that the state of Michigan, which had issued them the easement, could not withdraw the easement.
Wow.
And they said the same thing to the Bad River Band of Ojibways in Wisconsin. You can't kick us out, we're here. So the question is when the party's over, how do you get them to leave?
Right.
And that is not a Minnesota problem, that's a national problem.
Yeah.
So I'm here because I'm in town now, but I'm camping on my traditional land on the river, and Enbridge is intending to cross that river, and I'm intending to stop them, probably with a lot of other people.
So tell us, how can we best support you? Of course, green money, and we're going to definitely raise money for you.
Okay, I'm going to show you some pictures too now. Check out me. Okay, so I showed you. So this is okay. So this is a little bit. Can you see this? This is my village.
Yep.
Okay, so this is my village at Pine Point. This is some murals we're painting on a 50-year-old housing project, maybe 60-year-old housing project. I'm just saying.
Who's the little bugger peeking out the window?
Elise, I think her name is Elise. I didn't paint this. My cousin designed it, and some beautiful young women painted it. But we're in this situation where this is what it looks like. We're all ready for a just transition. I've been working on solar and hemp. I'm a hemp farmer. I'm all ready to move along. Right. But in the meantime, this is what it looked like. It was minus 20 degrees, minus 10 degrees, and there we were. So far, 300 people have been arrested since this started. 300 people. Look like us. That's me. Like me in my greatest move. I was the back of a bear rubbing into an Enbridge outhouse. I don't know if that's a felony. I don't think so. This is, kind of like what our sisters look like up here. That's Dawn Goodwin, and she's the one who stopped some big equipment. She didn't really mean to, but she ended up stopping it.
Wow.
And there's them arresting some more people. That one they're arresting is a Catholic worker. Her name's Michelle. But we're not afraid to get arrested, because what you going to do if you can't drink the water? What you going to do if you don't got a planet?
Yeah.
The thing is that the laws and the system has failed us. We just see that. I mean, why am I telling you that? You live in the same country I do. I mean, didn't I just see the Republicans say that they don't want to investigate the insurrection?
Oh, yeah. They're blocking it. Blocking.
Right. I was like, wow, looks like the system's working just fine. Yeah. So you overthrow the government or attempt to overthrow the government, but we won't investigate that, So we're, I see this moment as a moment for great opportunity and change. You got two choices. Our people talk about two paths, one path being well-worn and scorched, the other path being green. This is what it looks like. And at this moment, it's called the time of the seventh fire. You have a choice between two paths, and it's time to pick the good path. And I say that to you because, in the world that we all live in, this is a time of tremendous change. I like what Arundhati Roy, the Indian writer, says when she talks about pandemic as portal. And what she says is that in the history of the world, pandemics have forced societies to change. Mm-hmm. This one is no different. It's a portal between one world and the next. There's some of our state legislators supporting us. And she says, how do you want to go through the portal? Do you want to take your avarice, your hatred, your dirty rivers, your data banks, or you want to walk through clean? I say we fight these guys, the bad ideas, one more round of bad ideas. It's the end of the fossil fuel party. How do I know that? Did you just see that the Saudi sovereign fund just divested of all his tar sand stock? The
Wow.
Saudi Arabian Saudi. I thought that was so funny. You know what they did? They bought video game stock. I was like, I don't know. But why am I showing you here? This is the free speech zone that's been designated. It's that little yellow
Right, little
line
yellow
there.
part.
Yeah, so that's where you can have free speech in Minnesota, but we've kind of disregarded that. We express our free speech rights as Americans and as Indigenous people where they should be expressed. And so, this is kind of our work. I'm just going to say we're building. This is our hemp crop.
Beautiful.
Right. And we're doing solar. What am I telling you? Our organization's called Honor the Earth. And we're installing solar thermal panels. We're building solar thermal panels. And with one of our tribes putting up solar. We're all ready. We're all ready for that just transition. And Joe Biden better move us along, because otherwise we're going to be fighting over pipes and rocks for 20 years. And I'm too old to do that. I'll be pretty crabby if I got to do that. So we're just ready to move along.
Beautiful.
Anyway, so that's our organization, Honor the Earth, honorearth.org. And if you want information, you can look at that or stop line 3. I have a camp on the river, on the Shell River, on the Shell City Campground, it's called, public campground. I'm the public, thought I'd just take my space at the public campground. But my point is that there's probably 1,000 people coming this weekend to northern Minnesota. If you're nearby, you should come. Come to Park Rapids. Come to look up on our website. We have a gathering of treaty people who understand these treaties and our commitments to each other. Because that's what these treaties are, is commitments to each other too. And
we do have people from all over the world, all over the country. So this is important. What are the dates, the exact dates? It starts on Saturday, June 5?
Yeah, June 5 to June 8th is the first round, but and there's thousands of people coming, that are 1,000 people, I suppose, that are going to stand up, and many are just going to express their First Amendment rights. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that a lot of people might be here to stop Enbridge. Mm-hmm. And it's about time someone did. But you keep 5th to the 8th. You come to northern Minnesota if you can. The camping is beautiful. And there's plenty of things to do with your fellow people that are all double vaccinated and outside. Be a water protector, be outside, be happy. And then, we anticipate that things will escalate. I don't know, it's really Governor Walz's call, but after he arrests a bunch of church people, we'll see who he wants to arrest. I mean, I didn't close down his line that Catholics locked themselves to his pipes. Wow. After that, some librarians did. I keep saying, I'm not your problem. I didn't do anything. But we assume that it's going to escalate, because I think the company, this is the third pipeline project they've attempted to put through. The other 2 were defeated. And so they want this pipeline, but we want our water more than they want the pipeline.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And so you can also just support us at Honor the Earth, if you want more information.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to, we're going to be posting the link where people can donate.
That's great.
And so, donating time, donating money, getting out to Minnesota, supporting you. And how do things look? Do you have some political support on a local level?
We have all kinds of support. We have all kinds of political support locally, nationally, regionally.
Good.
We have all kinds of support. State representatives have been coming up here consistently, and the Becker County or the Hubbard County Sheriff is pretty repressive. But we'll see, because I think that he's exceeded his authority on a number of occasions. So we'll see how the Attorney General looks upon that behavior of the police and the multinationals up here.
All right.
We have a lot of support. We're gonna, we have more people that more legal needs and stuff. But so. It's going to be quite a beautiful struggle.
Yeah. Well, we're going to carry this, of course, next Saturday, June 5th, but we're also going to do updates. And that's what we do on big stories like this. We are the Global Peace Tribe. We had, I think, Danny Sheehan. He was one of our speakers last night's show. We had 8 speakers last night. Danny was
I
one
know
of them.
Danny Sheehan.
Of course, you know Danny. And so we had Danny on last night. And, we're all about the same thing, really supporting the change. And we've had so many people of different spiritual persuasions who have shared. I'm going to come back to seeing the full you. We've had so many people of different spiritual persuasions share with us very much what you're saying, that the pandemic, what's happening, this is it. This is the time that we've all been born into, to choose consciousness, to choose awareness, to stop the unsustainable practices of a very old paradigm that's dying. And so
It's not that old, actually, but it's like when they call it conventional agriculture, it's actually an aberration, been around for 50 or 60 years. This is kind of an aberration, corporate oligarchy. I know colonialism's been around a while, but yeah. The truth is that the fossil fuels playbook, like most of these politicians, got a playbook from the last century.
Yeah.
It is time for a better way of thinking, an old way and a new way.
Absolutely. Well, God bless you for the work that you're doing day in, day out. We're glad we get a chance to support you. We are going to have one fellow out there with a camera tracking. Gary Crane is going to be out there with you guys. And hopefully after seeing this, a lot more people are going to get out there. We are going to also send out, we have an email list of 80,000 that we're going to send out a note letting everybody know about this. So we're going to do our best to bang our drum and support you. And God bless you, and God bless all the people who are standing with you for what's right here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, you all have a good day, and thanks for your time. And put some good prayers out for us, and love your water, because that's life.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye then.